Good morning, Hampton Academy Sharks. Today is Monday, April 14th, 2025. It's also a B-Day.
We've got a special edition of Shark News today. This episode is dedicated entirely to our field trip to Studio Labs in Derry, New Hampshire.
From virtual production in LED walls to audio engineering and green screens, our Shark News team got an inside look at the world of professional media production.
Good morning, Hampton Academy Sharks. I'm Jameson.
And I'm Will.
We're here today with the Shark News team at Studio Labs in Londonderry, New Hampshire. This is a studio specializing in art, music recording, and video production, specifically for advertisements. We just concluded our tour with a former student of Mr. Gray's, Ian. Let's hear from some of the team members about things they've learned.
I learned about a camera that uses AI in real time to create you into Batman.
Batman, let's do that. Alright, Batman, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn him into Batman here. Yay! And then head, right? And move around, so wave your hands left to right? And so he's turning into Batman all real time right here.
My favorite thing about this excursion was the tempered wood that was cut a certain way to make sounds bounce off of it. I thought that was really interesting.
My favorite thing was there was this place, it was like a wall with like 300 different panels or something, and it was like, and there was like this big robot, and it had the camera, so then it was like, it could hold it still and it could like move it around. It was so cool.
I love learning about all the different methods they have here of recording video and audio.
I liked learning about the prop setup and how to put like all the stuff together to make one commercial and stuff like that.
My favorite part about the Polar Township, there's like a sound recording room where like you would record music or bands or something, but the room was specially designed to make so there was like no echo, no vibrations, and it just looks like really cool. And yeah.
My favorite part about this whole trip is the color room, and it's a room that's has a huge white screen, and it's like a white flooring. When they turn the lights off, they can change the wall color to be whatever it looks like, and it looks like an empty void. And I think it's so cool how people can use that to be filmed in and stuff.
We saw a ton of cool ombres that you could make with the light on the white screen. It might be hard because every time someone is on the set on the white screen, you have to repaint it because of all the dirt on the bottom, but it is such a cool feature to this.
This is the sight wall. This wall is supposed to represent seemingly infinite void.
The sight wall can come in many different colors. For example, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and even pink.
But this is just a fraction of the possibilities of this wall.
One thing that greatly impacted our visit was meeting our tour guide, Ian. He helped show us all the rooms and was really amazing for the visit. One thing we learned about Ian was that Mr. Gray taught him in high school. And what I thought was really cool was that he showed us all of the ombres that the white screen could do. And he showed us the music room, which had special design in the wood that prevented or echoing. And then he showed us the prop room with all of the stuff that was prepared for more films.
Here's what's on the menu for lunch today. Fajita chicken served over rice, black bean salad, sliced pears, and of course, ice cold milk to wash it all down.
Hey Hampton Academy, here's your Shark News weather outlook. We are starting the week with sunshine and mild temps in the mid-50s. Midweek cools down with more clouds, and by the weekend it is looking windy with a chance of rain on Saturday. Classic spring vibes. Stay weather ready, Sharks.
Good morning, Hampton Academy Sharks. We're here in Studio Labs in Londonderry, New Hampshire with Ian Messian.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Good morning, Ian. We were wondering if it was all right if we asked you some questions.
Yep.
So, I heard that your uncle started Studio Labs. So what got you into working with technology?
I would say overall, starting at, the high school age, it was this want and this need to tell a story. And so I started with whatever I could get my hands on. At that time, it was a GoPro. And then from there, I realized that over time, there was better and better technology. And so the thought that I could, instead of writing an essay in school, I could film a story and then share it to the class was the main reason why I got into the filmmaking technology.
That's really cool.
So what is your position at Studio Labs and what it entails?
Yeah, so I'm the director of virtual production here at Studio Labs, so I deal with a lot of the behind-the-scenes technology to make a lot of the virtual production technology work here, and so that has a lot to do with the LED wall screens, some camera robotics, and then also talking with the client and dealing with the creative on set to make sure that their idea actually comes to life.
That's really cool. And what would you say is your favorite part of working here?
The favorite part, there's a lot. Mainly it's showing up every day and not knowing what's coming next, right? And so I think the ability to, field in a lot of questions. People are always curious about how the technology works. You're also on your toes every day, so you have to do a lot of R&D. And then on top of that, really just, collaborating with other people who have really creative ideas, and we have to find the best way to bring that idea to life.
That's really cool.
Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys. How we doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
My name's Ryan, and my question is, what age did you start working with technology, and what was some of your first videos or what, like that type of stuff that you did?
Yeah, I'd say the first age when I got into it, I'd say was probably 7th to 8th grade. It was a social studies class, and so somehow I got together with 4 of my best friends, and we were able to tell a story from the 1980s, and all I had was my iPhone 5, and I edited the whole thing on that iPhone 5.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Does that answer your question? You have any other ones?
That's all my questions.
All right. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm Brody, and my question is, what's your favorite part about your job?
I would say every day it's different, and so generally when you come in, you've got to solve a bunch of new problems, and so it's really stressful, but to be honest, I enjoy that stress of deciding all right, where do you put your time? I'd say another part of that is you get to deal and meet a lot of really talented and amazing people, and so as it goes through the day, you get to interact and pretty much have a different day every time you come in. So I don't know what next week looks like or the week after looks like, and so that ability to kind of roll with the punches is something that I really enjoy.
That's really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name's Chase. How old do you have to be to intern here or work here?
Yeah, I would say you have to be, to intern, we ideally have out of high school, you're in high school, I would say, so you're looking at your sophomore, junior, senior year. And then if you're looking to work here, we don't have a necessary age limit. It really just comes down to your skill set, your understanding of the technology. And if you have a great idea, anybody can utilize these spaces. And so that actually comes up with a great point, is maybe there's something where we work to find an opportunity to get middle school and high school students access to this technology sooner rather than later. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great question.
All right, ready when you are, Cameron.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Joey, and my question for you is, I know that you know Mr. Gray, but how, through what did you meet him? How did you meet him?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Mr. Gray and I go way back, I guess you could call it. And so he was actually first, I believe he was my social studies teacher. Was that freshman year, Mr. Gray? It was freshman year. And so there was no media. We didn't actually, I didn't understand, that there even was a media class. I remember him being the first one to explain the grading system to me in high school. And then from there, once modern media did happen, I remember putting together a video and he gave me a C or a B minus or whatever it was. And I was, not that I was crushed, but I was like, okay, why? And it made me go deeper into myself and learn to tell a better story. And so when we were working together and when I was a student there, I thought that telling story was just make things look beautiful. And what he helped me understand was that a story also encompasses the way that you interview people, the questions you ask, and then ultimately how you edit that final story. And so that was incredibly helpful to me, although it hurt in the moment to feel like I made something amazing and that my art was amazing. He challenged me to be better. And so a lot of times, you think that, somebody criticizing your work, you might take that to heart, but you gotta look from their perspective. And generally, teachers want the best for you, right? And they want the best out of you. And so a lot of times, if you get a bad grade or you're upset about something that didn't go well, that teacher is actually there trying to help you get to that next level. And I wouldn't have gone to that level if he didn't actually give me an honest answer.
I think that is so cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going well. Where do you get all of your computer items?
Computer items alone?
No, actually just really anything here.
Okay, yeah. So I would say when it comes to the infrastructure, the technology, the robotic arm, the computers, we have to rely heavily on partners that do a way better job at creating those technologies than we do, right? For the cinema robot, what we have to do is we have a partner called Motorized Precision, and all they do is make sure a robot arm that should be building cars works well for a cinema application, right? And then you have the computers that run the video wall. And so we trust partners on the computer side of it to build an infrastructure so that it will actually talk to the robot. And then you also have all of these lights, the cameras. Every manufacturer has their specialty, right? And so we really trust that manufacturer to work with us and give us the best solution to ultimately help us and the clients have the best shoot that they can. Great question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we are finally correcting myself from another green.
Awesome. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Brian, do you want to sit down real quick and I'll ask you a question?
Okay.
Here, grab that mic.
Yeah.
Are we recording here? All right.
Put me on the spot.
I'm putting Brian on the spot. So Brian or Mr. Gray, we'll do the legal side of it. Mr. Gray has been teaching modern media in multiple ways. I was a student of his at some point, and so my question is, what is your hope for the students of the future in New England, in New Hampshire, and where do you see modern media and/or these students going?
Yeah, I think it is such a growing medium, and coming here to see what you're doing, I mean, remembering you from high school and then what this whole program is with all using AI to generate video and just some of the stuff that we saw today, it's just becoming so much easier, and I love what you always say, to tell a story. And I feel like students need to be able to tell stories more than ever because we're watching videos not just on the screens in movies, we're also doing it micro-wise. We're doing it like by scrolling through, so everyone's getting more of a chance to tell their story. And I think students, we want them to be able to have more digital tools than ever to be able to tell their individual stories, not only personally, but also when they become professionals as well. So places like this is just a great opportunity to see where everyone's learning to tell their stories, whether they're in California, New York, or New Hampshire. Right? And that's what I really wanted to bring the students here to see, that no matter where you live, you have an opportunity to tell your story.
Awesome. And then I have one more. And then, so with all of this, as the students are growing up and where they go, and maybe some land in Hollywood, some land in Texas, all over the place, what's one thing, one piece of advice, one piece of life advice you hope to give them that will stick with them?
So I think you kind of hit it on the nail on the head when you were talking about your story about when we were working together, and your first assignment was just don't be afraid to grow and learn and be a learn-it-all. I tell the kids all the time, don't be a know-it-all. Be someone who wants to learn it all. And I think about, even as a tech teacher, I've taught at Sanborn, now I'm teaching at Hampton Academy, all the new things that I've learned from them and also from the new technologies that are coming out all the time. It's just a fun time to be a human because you're just learning so much more that you can do. I mean, just talking with your brother Wes outside, just about the stuff that he's doing with that installation with the AI, seeing the art studio, art gallery come to life. It's just, there's so much more opportunities to learn. So just never stop learning.
Yeah, great advice. Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
bringing the students here.
Anytime. I think we all enjoyed it, didn't we?
You guys have a good time? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's time for your joke of the day, Sharks. Why did the blueberry break up with the strawberry? Because he was too blue in his relationship.
We hope you enjoy the behind-the-scenes look at Studio Lab.
Hopefully the weather will be mild this weekend, but hey, it's New England, so who knows?
And remember, before you speak,
text,
chat,
or post,
ask yourself,
is it kind?
Is it true?
And is it necessary?
And remember the Academy way.
Manage yourself,
act responsibly,
and respect yourself and others.
Now let's go out there and make it a great day.